Welcome to the Metals Investors Forum. My name is Brian Leni. I'm the editor of Junior Stock Review Premium. Today with me, I have Bart Jaworski, CEO of Group 11. Bart, thanks so much for presenting with me.
Thanks, Brian.
Became an investor earlier this year. I was on the back of some great drill results you guys have had with Ballywire discovery. Things look really good. You're getting some recognition from the market. Let's start off with an intro to the company, where you are, and specifics about the discovery.
Yeah, so we made the most significant discovery in Ireland in the last decade. It's called Ballywire. It's multi-element zinc-lead, as you'd expect in Ireland, but also a lot of silver, a lot more than the average for what is the norm in Ireland. Then we're getting a lot of copper all of a sudden as we move towards the northeast. So, we had this really phenomenal hit of 6 meters of nearly 1,000 grams per ton silver, nearly 4% copper, which really opened the eyes for a lot of investors saying, hey, this is not just a zinc story, it's a copper story too. And then lo and behold, that intercept actually informed this new theory that we have that there might be a second copper layer underneath, layer cake style, underneath the zinc horizon. And sure enough, we drilled our first hole into it and we got like 5 or 6 different copper zones in there, one of which had some antimony in it as well. And so that was a really good proof of concept. And I think away we go with that, because now we have double the tonnage potential, because we already have a discovery on top with copper seeping up. And we now know that there's copper down below as well. So there's this whole, very interesting exploration story unfolding below. And it's still only 500 meters, 600 meters deep overall. The zinc horizon is only 300 meters deep, roughly. So yeah, the story is really unfolding well. We have Glencore and Michael Gentile as our top shareholders. We're in a mining-friendly jurisdiction, that being Ireland. It's a 60-year mining history there. 6 prospects ended up becoming discoveries, which were actually built because of infrastructure. Yeah. That you need that for base metal projects. And Ireland has got a lot of, roads, rail, power, year-round tidewater, and of course, clean metallurgy doesn't go astray either. That's also helpful to majors like that too. So I probably went over, but that's kind of a snapshot.
Well, let's talk about Ireland, because I think when a lot of people think of Ireland, they think of those picturesque, coastal pictures. And then you throw in mining, you think of permittability, you think of maybe available cash to prop up the mining sector, because a lot of countries are pumping money into their mining sector. What does it look like?
Yeah, well, look, it's there's a European mining renaissance going on. That was on the back of Ukraine, but it was already going on with the circular economy. There was a big push in Europe to go green, a lot of copper, battery metals, critical metals. And last year it was that the CRMA was passed. That's the Critical Raw Materials Act. That's an EU directive. So again, if we can find more copper, and we have germanium in there as well, we can probably avail of that CRMA status. That's fast track status. The Irish government is also putting, for the very first time in the 60-year history in modern mining history in Ireland, set up its own fund. So there's a fund already, which is called the ISIF, Irish Strategic Investment Fund. A subset of that is now called the IMF, very cleverly named, Irish Mining Fund. And it's got 30 million euros to basically dedicate towards fast-tracking Irish mining projects. I was at a conference in Mullingar in Ireland last Friday, and the guys were speaking there. So Lionhead, who's administering that funding for the Irish government, spoke, and also Shannon, a different company that's restarting the Galmoy mine. And so by the looks of it, they got their green light for permitting. They got their money in from the Irish government. We didn't talk about quantum or anything else, but it looks like they're fully funded, they're fully permitted, they're starting to dewater, and that project, the Galmoy, will be reopened very soon, sometime early next year, mid next year. So that's a really bright spot for Ireland, because that's an example of a mine that's gone ahead. And of course, we have Tara still operating for the last 50 years and with Boliden, and there's a new discovery there called Tara Deep, so that's just starting to really be developed now. So there's a lot to say for the country, and obviously history, Europe, and the whole critical raw material space.
Oh, that's excellent. Let's talk about cash. You guys, you're drilling. You're an advanced explorer. Discovery's already in place, and now you're looking to expand. Are you cashed up?
We are, thanks to Cormark and Beacon, and of course all our efforts previous to that. But we had a bought deal, $5.75 million Canadian. So big thanks to Cormark and Beacon and all the investors that came in. So including everybody around here. So that's fantastic. We're really appreciative. So we got $8.4 million. As of the end of July, which gives us over 25,000 meters of funded meters, and probably a little bit more than that, actually. And that's over the next 18 months. So basically how we see it is we can take those meters and really apply it to this deeper copper zone, and then spread our wings along the 6-kilometer trend right now we have basically pierce points. We have pierced robust looking mineralization over 2.6K, but that's part of a larger, wider 6-kilometer long trend defined by 4 gravity high anomalies. And the discovery is only one of those 4 gravity high anomalies. So we're only 25% of the way through. So back to your cash question, what are we going to do with it? We're going to expand along the 6K, and then we're going to test for that deeper copper. And I think that's really going to move the needle. That's hopefully going to, really create, we're poised, I think, to create a lot of shareholder value with the drill bit. Not let alone the other target, which is a Pallas green lookalike, just to the north of us that we unfortunately never have time to talk about because Ballywire takes all the attention. But that's another really excellent target that we have as well.
Absolutely,
in the back pocket. Yeah,
absolutely. So you have that 6-kilometer trend. You've only focused really on if people look at the corporate deck that see gravity high anomaly.
That's right.
You just this week released results from one hole at the D anomaly. Can you take us through that?
Actually, good point. So there, it was a massive step out. We did a 1.3 kilometer step out, and that we did that because there's another gravity anomaly there, gravity D. There's also 2 historic holes there shallow that had a lot of calcite, and we now know that calcite is intimately associated with the massive sulfides at the discovery area. We know that now. We see it. So when we saw those historic holes from the 80s or 90s, and they hit a lot of calcite, we thought they never reached the target horizon. So we drilled 2 holes there, and they were mineralized. However, it seems like we got a pocket of rust and weathering instead. The mineral is definitely there because there's a galena. There's still patches of galena left, a little bit of specks of sphalerite here and there, and it is very anomalous. There's a 7-meter zone and a 12-meter zone, but a lot of cavities, unfortunately, and those cavities were probably preferentially weathered out massive sulfides or high grades at least. That's the premise. And so I think it's very likely if we move 20 meters to the north or to the south and poke around in there, we will find the good stuff. It's certainly kicking. It's certainly highly anomalous. The mineral's there. It's just I think most of it has been weathered out. So we're almost there. We're almost there. So it looks like the geology is the same. Where it's occurring at the base of Wall-Sortian is the same. There's a fault in between where we just drilled and our main discovery, and people are saying you know what, past that fault, you could be down to a kilometer. Geology could completely change, but no, it's pretty much the same as the main discovery trend. Same depth, same geology, same mineralization type. It's just it looks like we hit a pocket of rust there. So hopefully we'll do more work there. We're just on the edge of a drill permit, and we're looking to expand that drill permit. That will give us a lot more flexibility to systematically test that target. And of course, that's just the D anomaly. We have the B anomaly and the A anomaly yet to go as well. So yeah, a lot of exciting work left to do here over the next 18 months.
Yeah, it really looks great. So can investors look forward to more drill results up to the end of the year?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to be doing a lot of marketing, but within that time frame, we'll be there's 12 holes that are in the pipeline right now. We talked about that in the last press release in pretty high detail. So there's a number of them. There's a map that shows them. They're all within the Ballywire area to the northeast, and further towards the southwest. Actually, we're doing some holes to the southwest. The very northeast area, there's a couple of more holes to go there. So definitely stay tuned for more news. We'll be very, very busy. There's a lot of data coming, and we'll certainly get more news out before Christmas. And hopefully more than one news release. Hopefully more than 2. Knock on wood. But yeah, it should be very newsy.
Well, excellent. I think the value proposition and what you guys have ahead is top notch, and that's why I participated in the financing in the summer.
Thank you very much. I was going to say that.
Continued to buy more in the market. So I see things moving in the right direction, and it looks great. Thank you so much for presenting today with us.
Thanks for inviting me. That's huge. I loved it. Yeah, thanks so much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah,
and that's it from us. So definitely check out the website, and if you have questions, reach out to Bart.